In the previous trailer, she's been captured by the Dothraki and is on her way to Fast Dothrak. Later on, we see Drogo fly over the Dothraki horde. Many of you have asked, where was he when she was getting captured in the first place? Well, he did get injured saving her from the Sons of the Harpy in the dreaded episode 9 of last season. It's safe to say that he needed to heal some before he went out to save her. I will say this though, we all expect Drogon to come in and save her at some point in the show, just like we expect Jon Snow to be brought back. One thing about this season I've noticed is that even though Jon and Dany's storylines have already caught up with the books, it's like we already know what's going to happen. What I mean by that is that this is the first season where they'll be going in their own separate direction, but we can still pretty much predict what's going to happen. Jon will be resurrected and Dany will get saved by Drogon. I expect she'll either rally the slaves or the Dothraki to her side and use them to save Meereen. Which leads me to the next scene. We have Tyrion again, and it looks like he is in the area where the other two dragons are kept. It's like I said before, because the Sons of the Harpy has started their shadow war against the Unsullied, it is safe to say that things in Meereen will continue to get chaotic, so much so that Tyrion will likely release the dragons so they can turn the tide of an attack. I still expect either Yunkai or someone from Westeros to come and shake things up in Meereen, and they will definitely need the dragons if they will survive. The one question that's been burning up in my mind is, will the Marinese people reference how important Dwarfcock is? I heard that on the planet Omicron Persei 8, it is considered an aphrodisiac. By the way, 5 points to whoever gets...
Next up, we have Ramsay, who makes an appearance. Not much going on, but I'm going to assume that he's there on the front lines. The one thing about this son of a bitch I respect is that he isn't a coward. While some commanders would watch the battle from afar, he charges in there like a man. However, the one thing that catches my attention here is the man in the back. Because the trailer HBO released wasn't at a higher resolution, it's tough to see the sigil on that man's shield. It almost looks like House Umber's sigil, which on the show are chains being torn apart, and those look like chains. It looks like there will be a great battle in the north after all that involves the other houses. But I am surprised to see House Umber on the Bolton side, mainly because they're supposed to be harboring Rickon. In Season 3, when Bran and Rickon separate, Bran tells Asha to take Rickon to the Last Heart, which is House Umber's castle. So, we'll have to see when we get there, but I assume it will be in the dreaded episode 9.
Over in the King's Landing side of things, Jaime leads a Tyrell army to go get Margaery back. Like I said in the first trailer Q&A video, it is possible that when Mace returns he gets pissed, which I am excited to see, and orders his forces stationed in King's Landing to bring her back. I'm going to assume the reason Jaime goes with them is probably because he wants to confront the High Sparrow. I don't think Jaime will kill him, but he'll go and try to figure out what the hell happened while he was in Dorne. We also get what looks like the High Sparrow having a conversation with Tommen. In the previous trailer, we saw Cersei in the Zombie Mountain walking through a crowd full of people, and Tommen on the other end, and it looks like they were walking towards each other. It is possible that the High Sparrow is able to convert Tommen to his side, and maybe turns him against his own mother? Tommen has a very weak will, so it's entirely possible.
Up in the north again, we see Brienne fighting some Bolton soldiers. Someone in the comments section swore they saw the Blackfish in the previous trailer, but I couldn't see him. If you did, please send me a screenshot of it in a private message on Facebook or Twitter. Speaking of screenshots, I have a question for you guys about a potential character returning, but I'll wait towards the end of the video. We also see Sansa running away and Theon looking at someone with tears in his eyes. Some of you have said that it may be his sister Yara, but it looks like the person in front of him has long hair. But it's possible, and I can see how that would play out. If they're following some of the book plotline, then it is possible. Yara will come to see him one last time, especially if they're caught by one of the other houses in the north. We do eventually get to see Sansa in some nice clothes in the previous trailer, so maybe when they're saved, Sansa allows Theon to see his sister because he did help her escape.
And we also get to see that infamous Bran scene again, only this time Night's King actually grabs him. Once again, I don't believe it's actually happening, but his visions are becoming stronger and more clear as a result of his training. And before we wrap up the video, we do get some nice shots of Arya and Jaqen saying how there will be a face that will be put on the wall. Like I said in the previous breakdown trailer, her being blind can be seen as another test, and even if she is, it wouldn't matter. Like I said before, just because Bran is a warg doesn't mean he's the only one. I do believe Arya will awaken her warging powers and use them to her advantage. Maybe I've been watching too much of Daredevil, but her other senses could become stronger now that her sight is gone. Some newer scenes include the giant Wun-Wun, and it looks like he's bursting through the front gates at Castle Black. Some people have said it looks like Winterfell, but to me it has that Castle Black feel. We also get the Night's King again, but there's a wall of fire in front of him. This could be a vision, but I do hope we get to see him again, and maybe he can show off some more of his power, other than the mask